Hello and welcome everybody to a great awesome stream. Guess what? I got my microphone ported up. I actually had to strip my phone last night just to get the audio right. So I hope it's working. How's everybody? Glad to see you guys here. How's everybody doing on that side of the plane? Hopefully you're doing well. Let's say hi to everybody that's just come in. Hey Kevlar, good to see you. I'm glad you could join. I hope you are going to enjoy the show, dude. Thanks to you too, T Brown. Thanks for joining the show. You're awesome. I really do appreciate your support coming every time. And well, and I'm going to say hi to the trolls as well. Hey, Mute Donkey. Let's see how the lie goes. Yes. Okay, if you say so. And MCToon, thanks for joining. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you actually figured out there was a schedule because, yeah, last night he asked me what time it is. I said there's a schedule, and he said it's not a trick question. At least he had the knowledge enough to check there's a schedule. Okay, so good to see you, dude. I conceded that flat earth perspective, used the globe to get the location. Yes, in other words, you just conceded your globe uses flat earth trigonometry. Thank you. I'm going to explain everything in just a few minutes. Hey, Divergent Droid, good to see you too. I'm glad you could make it. Okay. Gary, how's it? How's it going? I'm glad you could also make it. And then Karma 9800 F4IT. Okay, good to see you too. Okay. Wow. Is the sound sounding great to you guys today? Because I did test it beforehand and it sounded fine to me. Like I said, I had to go last night and actually strip my microphone on my phone to get it sorted. Because unfortunately the guys at StreamYard aren't able to do anything about my mic situation because they say they can't get any external mics, doesn't matter which one I get, to work with iPhones at this time and stage with Safari. So, please do let me know if the sound does sound better for you. Sound is crackling bad. How is it? I mean, I tested it beforehand and I had no crackles. I had nothing. I could hear myself perfectly, so I don't understand how that is happening. Fix your mic. The audio has a lot of crackling. I don't understand. Is that better? Please do me let know. Is that better? Because I'm going to start getting really angry with this now. This is why you should not. iPhone, I actually really like iPhone. It's really good. Sorry, Kevlar. Like I said, I did strip the phone last night. I tested it. I did test it on a testing stream earlier, and it worked perfect. No crackling. So I'm not so understanding what's better. Okay. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I did try. Okay. Anyway, let's go into some housekeeping. Yes, MCToon, please be patient. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Sorry about the audio again. I don't know what I'm going to do because my laptop is just unfortunately too shitty to be able to speed up to be fast enough for live streaming. I did try that as well. Although the mic works well on the laptop itself is just too old and ancient. Okay. Hey, Colin. Good to see you. I'm glad you could come. Okay. Kevlar, actually I do. I have a lav mic which I purchased, but like I said, no external mic to work for this phone. I even got myself a Buffalo mic as well. Unfortunately, yeah, StreamYard doesn't support any external mic for iPhone at this point in time, which is really, I can't do anything about it. Sorry. I don't have anything plugged in. That's the actual mic. Let's see. The only thing I can do is log out and log back in. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to refresh. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's see. I'm back. Okay, hopefully it sorted the issue out. I just refreshed. Okay, Just want to say thanks to everybody that's coming. Please don't forget to hit that like button and share the show, as it does help to get everything going. And then I also want to say thank you for all your guys' support for coming, even with this rubbish audio. I'm really, really sorry. And if you are interested in becoming a Patreon member, it's available in the description box below. And yeah, if you want to have a chat sometime, that's one of the perks of being a Patreon member. You can come in and get a link and you can start chatting. Also, I did launch a Telegram, so there is a Telegram page as well, and I do also have a Discord. So I really appreciate all your support. And if you want to make better content, I mean, I do want to make better content for you guys. Okay, you see the sound quality. I really do need your support. So there is a Patreon to be able to support me on Patreon, because everything I can get is from you guys, so I can buy better equipment, so I can have better content for you guys. I also have a Bitcoin link in the description box if you want to be able to support me. So yes, I can buy better equipment. I also have a merch store available. So that's it for housekeeping. Let's get on to it. Okay. Keep your hands to yourself. You make it worse at this point. Guys, I do apologize for all the trolls that are going to come in here, because they're going to be quite hot buttered. And well, I think let's get this party on the roll. Are you still here, MCToon? I hope so. Okay, I'm going to go to the first little video I prepared for us. Okay. MCToon, I hope you're going to pay attention, because you just blew your own globe away.
It's not a belief if it works in reality, which it does. Does this require horizontal for these angle measurements? Where did I manage to get two locations you asked me to get without using a globe, hey? Weird how I use triangles. You never got the position to the measurements I provided. Neither did you show the process without using the globe. The process required the globe.
So while I was searching through the threads to find where MCToon gave these comments, I seem to not find the thread anymore, so it looks like he has removed them. Luckily, I did have screenshots of them and actually did post them. This is a 2-month-old post where he actually had to concede that I was correct in finding the locations. His excuse, however, was to tell me I used globe geometry to do so. So, in other words, he is conceding two things. Either the globe uses trigonometry, which is flat earth based, and which is triangulation, which he claims doesn't happen, or he has to concede that I got it right using flat earth geometry. Which one is it, MCToon? Oh, and while you're working out how to answer this, please also provide me why you deleted the thread, because you're being so confident that the globe is the only way to work with a sextant. This shows you alone how wrong you really are. Oh, and do subscribe, people.
You said I was correct, so did you lie now? Make up your mind. Why are you lying so much, MCToon? You used the globe, so you admitted the earth is not flat. MCToon, what globe? What is so hard to understand? I got the locations correctly using triangulation. I used trig on a flat earth. You are now claiming if I use it on a globe, then you're conceding that the globe doesn't use any globe to derive positions. It's flat. So what is it, MCToon? Did I or did I not get the locations right? You used the globe. Thanks for confirming the globe. So then you just conceded that your globe navigation requires triangulation on a flat earth to get your globe position. Great, so no globe. I conceded that you used the globe, and I conceded that you did not use triangulation. Hope you can pop by tomorrow morning on my live stream. You had two options. Option 1, concede that I had gotten the locations correct using triangulation on a flat earth, which is very apparent. Or option 2, concede that I had gotten the locations correct using the triangulation that requires a flat baseline on your globe model. Of course, this means your globe is redundant because it means the baseline is horizontal. You chose option 2. Thank you, MCToon. This means no globe navigation. It's all flat.
MCToon, let's show. Anyway, yes, you did remove the thread, because the thread doesn't exist anymore. I had to go back 2 months in prior to get that thing showing where you're asking me to get those locations. At least this thread was still up that showed, yes, I was correct. And then you come in, as people just saw a screenshot telling me I wasn't correct. So which one is it? First, you proved you delete threads when, well, you were shown wrong. And second, you just proved to be a liar because you did have screenshots showing, yes, I was correct, and now telling screenshots saying I'm not correct. Thank you. And secondly, yes, I did use triangulation. What do you think those triangles were on screen? Those are triangles, triangulation. And by the way, your globe requires triangulation. It's been quite apparent, and Quinfy's been pushing that on you as well lately. I mean, remember, I've got videos on my show, on my channel, showing that you do not understand triangles. You literally run away from it. You're too poop scared. Okay, so let's get to it. What did we gather from those two options? MCToon, if you chose option 1, you would have conceded that yes, you are able to get your location based on a flat earth, which is reality because I use triangulation. But you decided to choose option 2, which is even worse for you because your claimed globe doesn't require triangulation and flat baselines, according to you. And what you know, I actually got the locations using flat baselines and flat trigonometry. So in other words, you just conceded that your globe has to use flat trigonometry, as you would call it, to get a position fix. Why? Because your baseline has to be horizontal. Okay, now I'm going to show a clip quickly of Quinfy just to show it is triangulation, because MCToon obviously is too delusional and willing to lie to himself and to everybody else that it's not triangulation. Let's get to the first one.
Stickman under the GP location.
And from this point, he draws a line representing the direction of the geographical position of the body.
Oh, a straight line over a curved surface.
The direction of this line is determined by the azimuth of the body, which is one of the values computed when the astronomical triangle is solved. A line drawn through AP at right angles to this line
There is no right angle to a curved line.
Represents a segment of a circle of equal altitudes, on which he has assumed himself to be located. For this assumed position, represented by the ship, he computes from the solution of the astronomical triangle what the altitude of the body would have been at the instant at which he made the observation.
So the star is just above Stickman's head, and the ship draw a line to that star, so are those lines parallel. So with celestial navigation we don't make a triangulation.
Sides, yes, 3 sides. Thank you, MCToon, for understanding. You're running away from triangles again. Yes, I have 3 sides. And remember, I did an equation, aka the sun, how I located even my own position using just the sun alone. I think we're going to go through that a bit because you seem to be really ignorant when it comes to triangulation, or should we say dishonest. Okay, let's go. You do triangulation, you have the length of all 3 sides. Yes, and we do have all 3 sides, the angles. Remember, if you have information of all 3 sides, even Ruoff showed this, if you've forgotten when he debated refracted curvature. You did know he used a triangle. Uh-oh. Yes. Okay. Anyway, as you see, they do use triangulation for celestial navigation. Why is that? Because celestial navigation uses a horizontal plane and therefore planar geometry, as just depicted in that video. I got one more video from Quinfy as well that I just want to quickly show before I do get through how that works and why MCToon just destroyed his own globe. I do enjoy it.
All we need to do is add them to the measured angles to get our true elevation or true altitude.
So for the star Argonaut, you did like 10 arc minutes correction. That's like 0.17 degrees. Let's see how that look like in a 3D model. all the measurements on the star Aggenar. And this was the result. The bottom blue line was the GP line, the line to the GP of the star, and the top line is the one from the observation. So he did 0.17 degree correction. To what, I must say? To that virtual star? No, it not even come close. Those lines should triangulate according to your science. That's like 10 degrees in a different direction. Maybe you show me I modeled this up wrong, and then we compare your model with my model. Then I show exactly what I did here.
Everybody that's just joined again, well, we're busy showing how you triangulate your position using a flat earth. And thanks to MCToon, he actually, with his argument, just conceded that because I did get my location correct using a triangle, we triangulated using flat trigonometry, so-called. So the globe requires flat trigonometry, everybody. From now on, we can tell all the globe people, your globe requires flat. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to how I did the triangle, MCToon, because this seems to be very, very difficult for you to understand. Okay, a divergent triangle is defined as a plane figure with 3 straight sides. And these angles, you don't have that on a sphere. Exactly, because it needs, an angle requires 2 straight lines, remember? Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. You use the globe. Yes, thank you, MCToon. I use the globe with flat triangles. And what does that mean for you if I use that on your globe? That means your globe is flat. Duh. Are you getting it now? You just conceded that we use trigonometry, flat triangles, on your globe. So your globe is not spherical. It's flat. Ah. Okay, let's get to it. So MCToon, this equation, I hope you guys can all hear me right. You get one for the southern part of the plane, and you get one for northern parts of the plane. I hope you're paying attention, MCToon. First, you get the latitude angle, correct? That latitude angle is what you're going to be working out. So, we're going to take an elevation angle. That would be this measurement to the luminary, the star. Once you've made that measurement, you have already got your one part of the triangle. You know that star has a GP, geographical position. That would be 90 degrees. So you got angle 1, angle 2. Now we're going to work out angle 3. How do we do that? Well, remember, for the southern we got one, for the northern we got another. Usually you're going to know if you're in the southern hemisphere, not really hemisphere, but southern part of the plane, and northern part of the plane. For the southern part of the plane, most of the time, it's 90 degrees minus the elevation angle, minus the declination angle. And declination on a flat earth is simply optical, remember? Because we work with perspective, reality. So, what happens if I go and, well, let's say I'm here in the southern part of the plane, and I measured 55 degrees. I measured 55 degrees to that part. So I know I'm going to take the 90 degrees, which is the GP. I'm going to minus the elevation angle, which is 55, which is 55 degrees. And then I'm going to minus the declination angle. So let's just say at that time of year, it would be 10, minus 10. Okay. So what does that give us, MCToon? 90 minus 55 is? MCToon? 90 minus 55? Let's just write it down. And minus 10. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. So then that gives us the angle. That gives us the angle there. So then we're going to have three angles. 1, 2, 3. Three sides of an angle, MCToon. Zenith angle multiplied by 60 is equal to the radius of the circle of equal altitude. Exactly, T. Brown. It's so simple. This is why they have nautical miles, because they're literally taking measurements from the celestial sphere, which is planar. It's a horizontal planar geometry. Exactly. Let's see. The word triangle used that is planar geometry. The term spherical triangle was not used. Triangulation does not use spherical triangles by definition. Yes, PZZ triangles is spherical triangulation, but that comes after your celestial triangulation requirements. And that is actually, we all know triangles are three straight sides because they had to create the PZZ triangle because of their belief. That is as simple as that. You have to change geometry to keep your belief alive. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to, computer is kind of bugging out, yeah. But it's good to see everybody. Thank you for joining. Hey, Kiki's Seabass, great to join in. He's one of the Patreons. If you guys haven't already, please do subscribe. Please do hit that like button. And yes, if you want to support so we can get better content coming out, please do help me out. I do have a Bitcoin link below in the description box. And I have merch store if you're interested in some merch. I have some new designs I'm working on as well. And then, well, yeah. Okay. So what is going on? Kick-ass Seabass, maybe you want to read the challenge. It is for specific set of measurements. He didn't use it. MCToon, I've read through them quite a lot. And your starting statement makes your challenge redundant. It's not a challenge. And why should I actually take part in a challenge that's not a challenge? Because you putting up the challenge and just conceding this, just concede it, no matter what you do. Even Ruif did flat earth to get your challenge. Remember, he actually proved flat earth. Thank you, Refracted Curvature, for going to debate Ruif, because Ruif just blatantly just showed on screen using flat earth how to get his globe position. I, on the other hand, went and just used triangulation to get my position without using a globe as well. It's quite very simple. Oh, yes, we have to get back to how I was explaining the, yes, divergent. Thanks, man. You guys are awesome. Okay, let's get back. What were those three angles? Well, we had the, oh, sorry, my Koki is again just bugging out. So we had the three angles. We had the 90. We had the 55 degrees that we read there. So you would put the 55 there and you'd have the 90 there. 90 minus the 55. Yes. And then minus the 10 for that time of year for declination. Now you have all three angles, which would give a 35 degree. Now you can take that 35 degree. You know now what your latitude is. I know I'm in the south, so it's going to be 35 degrees south. Now we can work out the longitude. Now to get the longitude, you're simply going to say, it's based on GMT time. I'm in South Africa, so I am 2 hours ahead. So that's going to give me my time. Let's say I was at 5 a.m. looking at that star or sun or whatever you want to. You're just going to plus it, and that's how you're going to get your longitude. And no, latitude and longitude are not globe related, are not just for globe. MCToon. Latitude and longitude also are on a flat map. If you haven't realized that, it's just a grid coordinate system. Thank you, Gleason's map, for showing this. Okay, so I hope I made it really clear. You can use triangles to get your position without doing nothing on the globe. The globe has nothing to do with it. And because you just conceded globe, I use the globe, MCToon, you just threw away your own model because you just shown triangles can be used to get your position. And if you're conceding that I use the globe, you just conceded triangles are used on the globe, and you just conceded that they have to have flat baselines. And you conceded there's no globe involved to get those positions. So everybody say thank you to MCToon. Thank you. Whoa. Show the sides of the triangles. I already did. You get, how else do I explain it? I got 35 degrees based off of 2 angles, so that gave me 3 angles. Those 3 angles in those 3 sides give me what I need. So, I know my longitude and I know my latitude. And I know the GP at that time of the year is this far away from my position because I worked out my latitude. My latitude is with my elevation angle. So, because I worked out my latitude with my longitude, I know the GP is at that time of year, that exact time of the time I took the observation, let's say 2,000 kilometers away, it has my circle of equal altitude. I have a circle of equal altitude on a flat plane. And that means all the way along that plane, circle of equal altitude means the star is at equal altitude to that plane. No curve. You do realize that, MCToon, because we only observe prospectively. And if you're going to come again and say, to me, but you've got 2 locations for a sun or a star, that is also confirming that what we observe is just apparent. So not only have you conceded that your globe only uses triangulation, thanks showing flat, you've also had to concede that the sun and stars are only apparent and not physical. And that about sums it up, guys. MCToon, you just ruined your globe model argument. So every time he's going to come up and give rubbish like you guys don't use triangulation or you can only use a globe, please do show this for everybody because they're going to have to laugh at his ass because he's being really dumb. Let's see. Most people argue for the globe because they're terrified of what it means if they've been lied about. Great to see you unsalted. Very true, because they have to live in their belief system. If their belief system is taken away, it could be detrimental to their health, mental health, let's say. Okay. If you did triangulation, you would have lengths of the sides. Why are you scared to show the sides? I already gave the lengths. Did you not just listen a few minutes ago? I had 3 angles. I could work out based on those 3 angles to get the lengths. So again, I worked out what I was 35 degrees latitude south. I know at that time of day or time of night or whatever, that star that I observed at 35 degrees south could only be at that GP. I know that that star at that GP at that time has to be X amount of kilometers or nautical miles or whatever you want to use away from me. Therefore, I have my circle of equal altitude, and therefore I have three sides of my triangle. You have your hypotenuse based on your length, and there you have your elevation as well, the altitude of the star. Three sides of a triangle, MCToon. I don't think you understand, but it's really quite simple. Welcome all the new people that's come in. Let's see. Is live is stuck on asking the same irrelevant question. Flato did this challenge. You said he used the globe. How? He's not going to say how because he knows the globe requires flat. That's why everything goes on. Please, can you stop repeating yourself? I just explained it to you again. I'm trying to draw it on the cam. I say, let me try to blow it out. 35. I'm sorry, doesn't want to work. Okay, so again, I measured 55 degrees to the star or sun or whatever at that you want to measure to. Using the sextant, which I first had to create my horizontal. Then, what I did is, I saw, okay, that 55 degrees minus the GP is 90 from that observation gives me 45. Now I know that time of year I've got a declination of 10, minus 10. So I'm going to minus 10, and that's how I got my 35 degrees. Now I know my latitude is 35 degrees to the star. How do I know I'm looking south or whatever? Usually people have a compass, yeah, and you know if you're in the south or the northern or whatever. You plotted that. So let's say I'm just looking south. 35 degrees south. Okay, so I've got an angle at the observation point, angle at the star, and the GP. Makes a triangle, okay? Now, I know that star can only be seen at that time of year, at that time, to my position, 2,000 kilometers away, or whatever. I just got my distance. What happens when you have that distance? You now know your circle of equal altitude. You can back engineer that to get your hypotenuse based on triangulation. MCToon, when you leave the USA and go to Australia, by the time you get there, you're upside down and you would say, like, a boat, gravity is holding me on. Never ever been proven electromagnetic fields. Yeah, there's no down on the globe actually. There's upside down logic, but there's no down on the globe. The globers who comment will lose their jobs if they change sides, so they are stuck in dilemma. That's actually true. I mean, how much of you guys, if you have to now go say, listen here, I have to tell you reality, a lot of them can lose their jobs because their jobs is based on this delusion. Well, the belief of the delusion, because it's not going to change the reality of how you observe things. Take gravity, for instance. They still use gravity as a force, even though it's been superseded 107 or 8 years ago. It's not a force anymore, but they still have to use the equations as a force. Does it work in reality to use these equations? Yes, because it's what we observe. But is it reality that it is a force, that gravity exists? No. Thanks to relative density disequilibrium, it is a force. So we can take that G constant and chuck it in the bin because it's not a force. We can replace it with relative density disequilibrium. That's why I have that other equation for you guys. Our constant is what we observe on a flat plane. So yes. Hey Askin Reeves, what the hell is going on here? How's it going, dude? The demolishment of the globe, thanks to MCToon, who conceded his globe requires flat earth triangulation. He had to concede. What are the lengths of the sides? I'm not going to tell you again. Are you I don't know, are you stupid, or are you just very slow, or do you have some kind of attention disorder? I don't know, because I'm not going to explain it again. You can go and watch the stream afterwards again, McToon, because I've explained it enough now. And everybody, yes, if there is a moderator, yeah, you can time him out because he's just spamming the chat. What are the lengths? What are the lengths? Because he's running away from the actual argument. Okay. Let's see. How can ballers hate straight lines? I don't know. Because it's really curved logic they think work, probably. Good to see everybody else that's come in. I'm seeing a lot of trolls in chat. Could be a MCToon bot because it's saying the same things over and over. Flight requires flat earth. Pilots trained to fly on a flat, non-rotating surface. Yes, the flying manuals do say that. Poor pilots. They're like, oh, Johnny, we are about to take off. So now we are on a flat earth. Yeah. Let's see. $10,000. Will you get a nice new computer if that's possible? Like I said, you didn't have a challenge. Your challenge is malformed. It's broken from stage one. You just conceded you don't have a challenge. You just conceded you can only do it on a flat earth, MCToon. There's no challenge. Get it? Remember, you already sent me privately 2 locations to do, which you deleted the thread after I showed you I could get it. Luckily, I did the screenshot and I could do a post and go back 2 months in advance to find where I did get it. Did you not concede I got those locations, MCToon? And now you conceded you can only do it on a globe after I use the triangle. So, what is it, MCToon? You're going to stick with option 2 or option 1? Both of them require flat, so you kind of screwed yourself. You dug your hole deep. Baller's gone wild. That's about it. I mean, I got like 25 people in here, and a lot of them are just trolls trying to do what they do best. You guys rock. Thank you again for all the supporters that do come in here and have to put up with these trolls. You guys rock. Scared to put lens to the sides. No, I didn't put scared to put lens to the sides. I already put lens to the sides. Remember? Must I play the video again where I put lens to the sides? Everybody, I'm going to play that little one short clip again where I read the comments, and we actually see he had to concede that I got the locations right. And look at all the information on those triangles. And tell me again, there's not information on 2 sides.
It's not a belief if it works in reality, which it does. Does this require horizontal for these angle measurements? Where did I manage to get 2 locations you asked me to get without using a globe, hey? Where'd how I use triangles? You never got the position to the measurements I provided. Neither did you show the process without using the globe. The process required the globe.
So while I was searching through the threads to find where...
It's not a belief if it works in reality, which it does.
Did you just see
Does
that?
this require horizontal for these angle measurements? Where did I manage to get 2 locations you asked me to get without using a globe, hey? Where'd how I use triangles? You never got the position to the measurements I provided. Neither did you show the process without using the globe. The process required the globe.
So while I was searching through the threads to find where MCToon gave these comments, I seem to not find the thread anymore, so it looks like he has removed them. Luckily, I did have screenshots of them and actually did post them. This is a 2-month-old post where he actually had to concede that I was correct in finding the locations. His excuse, however, was to tell me I used globe geometry to do so. So, in other words, he is conceding 2 things. Either the globe uses trigonometry, which is flat earth based, and which is triangulation, which he claims doesn't happen, or he has to concede that I got it right using flat earth geometry. Which one is it, MCToon? Oh, and while you're working out how to answer this, please also provide me why you deleted the thread, because you've been so confident that the globe is the only way to work with a sextant. This shows you alone how wrong you really are. Oh, and do subscribe, people.
You said I was correct. So did you lie now? Make up your mind. Why are you lying so much, MCToon? You used the globe, so you admitted the earth is not flat. MCToon, what globe? What is so hard to understand? I got the locations correctly using triangulation. I used trig on a flat earth. You are now claiming if I use it on a globe, then you're conceding that the globe doesn't use any globe to derive positions. It's flat. So what is it, MCToon? Did I or did I not get the locations right? You used the globe. Thanks for confirming the globe. So then you just conceded that your globe navigation requires triangulation on a flat earth to get your globe position. Great, so no globe. I conceded that you used the globe, and I conceded that you did not use triangulation. Hope you can pop by tomorrow morning on my live stream. You had two options. Option 1, concede that I had gotten the locations correct using triangulation on a flat earth, which is very apparent. Or option 2, concede that I had gotten the locations correct using the triangulation that requires a flat baseline on your globe model. Of course, this means your globe is redundant because it means the baseline is horizontal. You chose option 2. Thank you, MCToon. This means no globe navigation. It's all flat.
MCToon is now, guys, he's conceding again. He used globe-derived length. So I did have the information for the triangles, MCToon. You just conceded that. So thank you for conceding again. This is what happens when you guys double speak and have to lie your way through life. You just told me I did not supply the lengths. You watched the video where I supplied the lengths, and you just tell me I derived the lengths. Oh, and yes, that triangle is triangulation. That's what it is. 3 angles. Okay. It's not hard to understand, is it now, MCToon? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What is the globe-derived length? Yes, first of all, you are begging the question when you do say that after all. And secondly, is it not measured using a horizontal plane to get those measurements, to get those lengths? So in other words, you're conceding that even the measurements are flat. So every single aspect of measurement on your globe is flat. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. Easy question. What's the length of the baseline? I told you. You have the length of your baseline based on your circle of equal altitude. How do you get that? You know that star is to the GP at this distance away from you. Why? Thousands and thousands of years from observations of people looking into the sky and saying, I look up and it's above me now at this time and this time of the year. It cycles that same cycle throughout centuries and centuries of observations. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the globe. It's just simply got to do with observing it at that time, geographical position at that time. And that's how you know, whoopee, I have my distance to the GP and I have my circle of equal altitude, which is flat then. Capiche? What is the actual number? What is the actual number of what? I just gave an example for it. I said, let's say 2,000 kilometers for puppy and love. It doesn't really matter. So, let's see. It's good to see all you trolls really getting buttered here. It's clear that Flat Earth Perspective is refusing to say the length of the baseline for a reason. Were you here like 2 seconds ago? Everybody, MCToon is showing on the stream that he's an outright liar and deceiver and is going out of his way just to ignore everything I said. Can I be more plain and simple than that? No. Thank you, more MCToon. Okay, let's see. If your example with the 55-degree angle, what is the baseline? I explained it. 55 degrees, that is what you observe to the star. Okay? You have to take your 90 degrees from the baseline. Okay, 90 degrees minus your 55 degrees. And because you know the declination at that time of the year, by the way, I did a video on declination to show it's flat Earth. Okay? Taking the declination, which in that time, using the southern part of it, it is minus 10 degrees. which gives you a latitude of 35 degrees. Now you know you are 35 degrees situated of latitude on your map. Okay? Now we need to get the longitude. Let's get the longitude. La 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 la. I've got my longitude because I've got my time. I observed the thing. I know I measured on Greenwich time. I'm 2 hours ahead. So at that time, because of that, I now have my longitude. Latitude and longitude, I just triangulated my position using a triangle. I know the distance because if you go and look at the observations throughout the centuries, I know at this time of the day, at this time of the year, the star can only be seen 2,000 kilometers away from my position. 2,000 kilometers, do you understand that? I've just got my distance, giving me the whole circle of equal altitude. Just based on that now, I'll be able to work out my hypotenuse and the altitude to the apparent star. Remember, that's why you conceded that, well, when you say, how do you have two locations to the sun or star? Those two locations is apparent. That alone proves that it's not at a physical place. MCToon? Even your globe requires it to be at two places simultaneously, hence refraction. But hypocritical, don't you think? Okay. T. Brown, unfortunately, he's not here to listen. He's just here to spew his belief system and ignore everything I just said. He's just like Craig. FDFE. Remember I asked you how long ago your refracted hand, can you just demonstrate your hand being refracted in front of your face, 10 centimeters in front of your face? Remember your argument was the heat of my hand changes the density of the air around it and thus it is refracted. So, are you going to demonstrate this for me or not, FDFE? Or are you still going to run like MCToon is running now live on stream? Okay. 2,000 kilometers triangulation means that the star is 2,800. Oh, you just figured it out. You could figure out the triangle. Did you not have all three sides now? I thought you said 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, there's no way to get all those three sides. Once again, you just debunked your own argument. This is so simple. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. La la. Don't you just love reality? Because it's so easy to debunk these guys. Okay, let's get on to it. No, apparently Craig doesn't see his own hand in front of his face. He sees it in the past. Because that little nanosecond of light travel makes it see it in the past, a concept. And it's not at its actual position. Because he ignores you need two media to have refraction. And yes, with distance it really helps because you have different gradients based on a lot of things, variables. But 10 centimeters in your face, what variables is going to create density change to be able to give you refraction of your hand? Yeah, it's kind of sad. And when I ask him to back it up, he just says his temperature of his hand changes it. And we all know your hand does definitely not get hot enough to change the density of gas. It's kind of sad. Okay, let's see. More people. You can't get an elevation angle, two straight lines from a curved baseline. Yeah, that's why they create their elevation angle in free space by dropping a plumb bob. And then ignoring the fact that a millimeter away from that zenith is a new zenith and a new horizontal. And yeah, curved baselines, angles require two straight lines. So when taking elevation angles and then trying to assume it's touching your physical curve, the sensible horizon, you have just conceded that your elevation angle does require the ground. And therefore, it has to be horizontal because elevation angles work on horizontals, not curved. This is quite intriguing. Okay. Strange that you claimed I was running away when you refused to say. No. If you want, you can become a Patreon member and join. That's part of the the perks of being on the stream. Remember, everybody has their own rules on their servers, on their channels. I have a Patreon link. Join and you get the link to come and chat. Not that it's going to help you because you've just conceded everything yourself. And everybody knows I'm not here to debate clowns. Thank you, McClown. Okay. MCToon, I notice that you not post exactly what was in Flatwood invited you to. Why trying to be dishonest? That's all he does is try to be dishonest. He has to try and obfuscate from everything shown. Okay, just claim all stars. No, I didn't just claim that. They want a way to misrepresent me as well. Luckily, it's on exactly the same stream, so everybody can go back and see what I did say. It's an apparent position, MCToon. It's not actual altitude. It changes. That's why when you observe the 55 degrees, is that not going to show a different altitude than when it shows 35 degrees after your calculations based with declination? So which one is the actual, MCToon? The 55 degrees above the horizon or the 35 degrees above the horizon? Which is the actual? Let's see if you can figure that one out. You presume stars are apparent. No, I don't presume. You've just proven it. Thank you for accepting its triangulation, by the way, and thank you for giving the sides to all the triangles. This is a great day. MCToon has to actually be honest with himself and concede. He has no challenge. He has no globe. Epic. Remember, guys, please do share the show. Yes. I'm scared of MCToon? No, I'm talking to him right now. How would I be scared of him if he just gets demolished at every single turn, every comment he comments? It's a bit difficult to be scared of someone that doesn't even know how to figure out what a triangle is. Yep, welcome to Flat Earth. I think that should be the next stream. Maybe I should make a shirt design for that. MCToon, welcome to Flat Earth. Because he is preaching to his choir, to his congregation, that you do now use triangulation on a globe Earth. So, because he uses it on a globe Earth, he's therefore conceding it's flat. Flat, flat, flat. I will probably share for sure, probably feature this in the top left. Yes, and this is what they do when they find out they've been demolished. I'm going to put you on top left, as if that makes any difference. I don't give a damn about your opinion of a top left award. All you're doing is showing you're too poop scared and dishonest to concede when you're shown wrong. AKA, your dedication to the stream. Okay, you're scared to face me live. No, I'm not scared to face you live. We are busy talking now. And everything you've just shown is, yeah, well, thrown away your rubbish, the garbage. Okay, sensible horizon parallel to the horizon. The sensible horizon is supposed to be touching the horizon. So, in other words, flat on flat, parallel, perpendicular to vertical. And on a globe, you got new verticals every single millimeter away. Yeah. Okay. So, I hope you've all paid attention to Mr. Runaway MCToon. He's just dishonest and ignoring everything brought. Okay, let's see. MCToon live, then you can go on FED again and babble incoherently about being invited while being terrified to engage in a real conversation with the panel. Exactly, that's what happens. He's had how much opportunities, him and Craig, they hold hands, la 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 la, walk onto FED, and they play sound bits and ignore everything being conversed to them. I wonder who's the scaredy pants. Okay, MCToon, you know the math, dude. There is what, 18 people here, all of who failed basic math. Quite a big accusation there, comma, but okay. Sounds extremely triggered. More excited because I've been waiting for this for quite a while, for MCToon to actually concede these things. And this opportunity worked out pretty perfect because everybody can see now live and go back again and see just how he had to concede. You guys don't have globe navigation. It's quite exciting, not triggering. Okay, I posted 3 screenshots of Mitchell inviting me. Mitchell lied to Oakley. Okay, what's Mitchell and Oakley got to do with my stream? I don't know, but good on you. So, and now the trolls are all just talking about Oakley and Mitchell in the chat. And look, it's Brenda. Hey, Brenda. Remember yesterday you made a claim about the housekeeping questions is easy to debunk? And I asked you just bring up one topic that we can discuss. What happened? You ran away, remember? So, yes. Did you come up with one yet for us? Or are you just going to make excuses like yesterday saying, I did type it in, it didn't show? So which housekeeping question you want to talk about, Brenda? You are here, so go ahead. This is awesome. Yes, remember, sorry about the sound if it's not brilliant. I really do appreciate your guys' support. It's a shoe. Shoe is phenomena, Brenda. As soon as you hear shoe is phenomena, then you know the person is not worth your time. Because they obviously don't have an IQ larger than 2, and their brain capacity is literally just helping them to breathe. Okay, let's see. Brenda, Flatwood pushes himself in fear when he thinks about facing me live. What are we doing now, MCToon? Are you not typing to me live? Am I not talking to you live? I'm quivering in my boots while I show you conceded every single point I just made. Wow. Okay, let's see. To hear my refutation, you need to agree to debate. Again, I don't debate clowns. I've stopped debating clowns. Say thanks to Craig for that. Because everybody knows it gets nowhere with you guys. And you guys don't debate. Everybody sees that. There's no such thing as a debate with you guys. You literally have some kind of mental issue. Because it doesn't get debated. It's, I'm going to say, a cluster of show of you guys all holding each other's hands and, well, claiming victory when you're shown wrong, just like what's happening in this chat comment stream. There's no debate, just a bunch of anti-flat earthers trying to stop the truth getting out. Exactly, that's all it is. If I'm going to go and debate him, I'm just helping him push content onto his show so he can lie to more people. Because what they do is they try their utmost best to obfuscate and misrepresent. And then you get moderators like McClown, Matunia, that talks more than the opposing side to get the point out, which is not how moderators supposed to act in a debate. No, that's what I said. It's not really a debate. And yeah, unfortunately, it's very sad. Since you invited me to join, you lied about it. No, I invited you to join. You just joined here. You're in the chat. That's how it works, McToon. What's lying about? Are you not talking to me right now? Do you have some kind of issue understanding that? Okay. Anyway, thanks everybody again for joining. Sorry about all the anti-flat earth trolls here today because they are quite triggered and running away, trying to make excuses. Why not? So, okay, let's see. This Scope Kid is a new name. Getting to those who really want to learn. Oh, in the same way that they are hiding God. You flirts are so delusional it hurts. Okay, how are we delusional? If we were delusional, do you think I would have got MCToon to concede now triangles? Do you think I would have conceded that he actually completed the triangle with the length after he said it's not? And would we have got him to concede that everything requires flat triangles after he said it doesn't? No. It's kind of apparent we're not the delusional ones here. You must know. I got a good number for a good psychiatrist if you really want to know. I'm running away, but I'm sitting here on my seat talking to you now, asking you, What is there to talk about? You've just conceded. You've served your purpose on the stream, MCToon. Literally. I loved you in Quantum Eraser's numpty clips, Brenda and MCToon. Those numpty clips are quite epic. If you haven't known, do go watch Kiwi's numpty clip, because the things they do say there is just, it's epically stupid. You cannot think anybody actually in the right mind would think to say things like that. Really well worth it. How about another format without any MCToon or Brenda? This is about you and Flatwood, is it? About MCToon. Yeah. I think this was about MCToon, yeah. And I think he did his part by conceding everything that we asked him to concede. So that was quite easy. It wasn't difficult. And then look, check what I did. 11 frames. You see what happens when they know they've been defeated. They move back to 11 frames because they don't understand bringing that up means your physical horizon is not physical. It's optical. Yes, and if everyone hasn't kept to date what 11 frames is, it's simply me removing an inferior mirage, and they say I took their physical Earth curve away. That's the logic you get from these guys. Yeah. Let's see what Daryl says. You are like Napoleon bragging about the Waterloo victory. Am I now? Okay. Keep telling yourself that. Thank you, Flatwood, for conceding everything we asked you to concede. Okay, Slithers, and what was I conceding exactly? Because I was the one explaining to you everything while he was conceding. And I think MCToon has left the show because I haven't seen him now for a few minutes in chat. That was quite easy. But I'm happy that he actually figured out that it was a triangle, and he was able to do the triangles for us, work it out. So that's quite cool. Only thing left for MCToon to do now is pay up. T Brown, he won't pay up. He owes so much money. But remember, he falls behind his stipulations on his challenge that's not a challenge. And I've been telling him from the beginning, you're digging your own hole making this challenge, because you just, he just demolished his own so-called challenge. So I appreciate him for coming on and understanding. You won't let Zachariah, there's rules on this channel, just like every other channel has rules, and my rule is become a Patreon member, and then you can come in and chat. That is part of the perk. I mean, $3. You're telling me he cannot pay $3 to come and chat, but he can pay $10,000, and I'm the scared one. Ouch. That makes so much sense. Okay. Welcome to Plain Earth. Exactly, Kiki's ass, Seabass. You guys rock. Thanks for coming. Yes, McLaren has gone back to his circus tent. Exactly. He's run away. He's left his troll army to do his homework for him while he sits and quivers to figure out how he's going to get out of this hole that he's just dug very deep. Very, very deep. But it's going to be impossible to get out because he threw your guys' globe model away, literally, like from 5 different directions. Yeah. So let's see. Flatwood is a patient man. Thanks. Yes. Sometimes it feels like I'm growing hair in my teeth with these guys. This argument has been like, I think 3 or 4 months in the running, and then I had to set it up sort of with a 2 months ago when I set up that little triangle thing, because I knew at the end of the day, you give a seed in the ground, you water it a bit with a little fertilizer, and it's going to grow. And this is exactly what the stream happened. That argument grew, and MCToon had to concede. He had absolutely no choice. No matter which way he moved, he had to throw away his globe model. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Next one. Flatwood, But this only argument to defend himself was to show the baseline length because it locks the stars in an elevation that you all would have to. Yes, but even that he had to concede that it is an apparent because I gave two angles. First, I gave a measurement angle of 55 degrees. Then I gave a calculated angle, which is the latitude of 35 degrees. So that changes the angle, the altitude of the apparent position you see. So you actually had to concede it's apparent because you are measuring and calculating two different positions at the same time. Which is also ignoring on his globe because his globe also requires refraction, which means it's not at the exact position you see it at, it's also at an apparent position. So if he's going to say it's not apparent, again, which he did, he threw away, again, his globe model. Too much contradictions. Anyone got that curve adjacent I keep hearing about? No. I'm going to quickly put a video on from QMP again, in case the guys that haven't watched it yet. It's actually quite good and it's funny, and I think I'm going to link his full video in the link below after the video, after the live stream, because it's quite epic. He's just keep on demolishing these guys with AutoCAD and everything. It's brilliant. I really enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to play two of them.
All we need to do is add them to the measured angles to get our true elevation or true altitude.
So for the star Argonaut, you did like 10 arc minutes correction. That's like 0.17 degrees. Let's see how that look like in a 3D model. All the measurements on the star Argonaut. And this was the result. The bottom blue line was the GP line, the line to the GP of the star, and the top line is the one from the observation. So you did 0.17 degree correction. To what I must say? To that virtual star? No. It not even come close. Those lines should triangulate according to your science. That's like 10 degrees in a different direction. Maybe you show me I modeled this up wrong, and then we compare your model with my model. Then I show exactly what I did here.
Thanks, Bobby Zane. Well, I hope people were paying attention to that video because it's also quite detrimental to the depth of your globe. And what I was reading, wait, so reflection doesn't exist on a flat earth. Who said that? Also the way of the glober, to misrepresent what a person says. Refraction definitely exists. The amount of refraction, however, and the reasons sometimes are different. You guys seem to be mixing your belief refraction into actual refraction, and yeah, taking observations, which we can demonstrate day in and day out, and because you got a belief, yeah, that's why he has his hand refracted hand. Okay. Cheers, Bobby. It's good to see you, dude. Thanks for joining. Okay. This man fix. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. I heard that you invited someone to join you on the stream. All of you are invited. That's what you're doing here. You are chatting to me, are you not? That's the stream. It's what you're doing. It's live. You're invited to the stream. Anyway. But then refuse to let them on. I'm sorry, am I reading your comment? That means you're on the stream. I did tell him he can become a Patreon member and have the perk of coming onto the stream, getting a link to actually talk if he wanted to, which is only $3. If the man cannot pay $3 Now you expect him to pay $10,000 to someone. That's why it changes every single time. He has to concede. He's just poop scared. He has to hide behind. Why? Why must I pay $3 to come and talk? Even though it's my channel's rules. Because it's unfair to my Patreon members that pay the $3 to be able to have a link to come and talk. Now, should I be unfair to my Patreon members just because some clown is too scared to pay $3 to come on here? I think not. I actually care about the people who support me. So again, thank you Kikiza, Seabass, and thank you Michael Khan. You guys must be one of the best Patreon supporters on this plane, because even through this crappy audio and idiotic trolls daily, somehow you're still here. I really do appreciate you guys' support, and yes, I'm going to be using that money to save up for something better, for better equipment. That's how it works. And by the way, guys, I do have a Bitcoin link below if you do want to help support, to donate, so I can get better equipment, so there's better shows for everybody. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Honest people don't have to require payment for others to be allowed to have a discussion. Again, maybe you don't know what discussion means. We are busy discussing now. You see, you are conversing with me and I'm conversing with you. It's a discussion. Did you go to school? Did you know? Did you learn anything? Because I don't know. Thank you, Scope Kid. If you're going to make a stake of claim of challenge 10,000, I never made a stake on it. I've been saying the same thing over and over. It is not a challenge. And I've just proven to you it's a redundant challenge, because he actually just putting it up demolished your whole globe. That to me is much more satisfaction than his so-called $10,000. And it also shows he's not man enough to give $3 to be able to talk live. You think he's going to pay $10,000. There's been so much people that have shown him we can do it. I mean, I've just shown I can literally do triangulation on a flat plane. There's the equation. There we go. Him himself just conceded that he can work the triangle out after he said there's no triangles on a flat earth, on a globe earth. So yeah, that's about it. They don't even know what an angle is. That's so true. I mean, I think we learned about angles when it was what, grade 3, standard 1, and we learned you require 2 straight lines and a vertex to get that angle. So I mean, what? That's when you're like 8 years old or something. And these guys are grown adults that don't understand that. It's quite sad. But yeah, it's good to see everybody here. Glad you guys are all here. Okay. So, let's see. Girth has over 150,000 in Bitcoins. And you guys are yelling about 10K when you cannot prove the globe. Exactly, Divergent. How long has this thing been going out with Girth now? I mean, David's been having this thing out for, what, maybe 2 years almost, I think? 1.5 years to 2 years. And not one guy has been able to claim this Bitcoin that's supposed to be so simple. Because remember, your globe's supposed to be based on reality. And, well, you're supposed to be able to prove your globe if it's reality. What is wrong with people? Can you not prove your globe? Seems not, because it doesn't exist. It's fantasy. Thank you, Divergent, for reminding everybody. So if you do want to have a go at it and fail miserably like everybody that has attempted, do go ahead. So yes, this is a shout out to Girth. Do go and subscribe to him. Check him out. I will put the link down in the description box after the live stream. You have to pay to be on your stream. Yes, Overland, because that's a perk of being a Patreon on my stream. $3 is not much, is it? So, want to talk to me, get a link to chat, it's $3. I mean, you can subscribe for a month if you want. If you don't want to subscribe again, it's your choice. But at least you paid $3 so you can actually have the perk of being a Patreon. Yeah. Let's see what says. Why can't you calculate the celestial navigation position on flat Earth? Rachel, I think you just missed the whole stream. After the stream, go back to the beginning and listen to how I actually explained it to you. It's actually very simple. Also, your priest, Mr. MCToon, the clown face, conceded as well, because you know how? He actually worked out the three sides of the triangle. Oopsie. So in other words, your globe is flat. Uh-oh. This is actually getting quite hectic. You didn't calculate the position. Actually, we measured the position and then calculated your position based on the measurement of the position. That's how it works. Because you guys don't seem to understand the difference between measurement and calculations, that's for sure. Over 100 views on MCToon versus flat, so it's me 23. How much subscribers does MCToon have again? A lot. How long has he been doing this? A long time. How much supporters does he have? A lot. By the way, when I look at my subscriber count and my views and stuff, still 40% of the viewers are not subscribed. So please do subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, if you want to keep up to the demolishment of the globe. And I say that with great confidence because this stream just showed you guys don't have a globe to fall back on. Thank you very much. 11 frames. So did you concede the rising is physical? There's no such thing as physical rising, and that alone shows you don't understand the argument. Is a inferior mirage physical, Mr. Slithers? No. So, what is an horizon again? It's an apparent position where the sky and the ground seem to meet. That is on the horizontal. You have to think in 3 dimensions. We do not live in Muppet Vision world where everything is just 2 dimensions. Woo! It's nice to live in the bush. Yeah, get some quite nice birds here as well. I think I had a baboon here earlier as well while I was putting that video on, so that was quite cool. Let's see. You get more viewership if you let your opposing views on. Your guys are opposing views. That's what you're commenting here. And I am letting you on with an opportunity to become a Patreon. That's perspective. Exactly, Divergent. It's just perspective. Okay. Rob, hey, dude. Nice to see you. Great. He's also usually on Bev server on level. You guys also should check their channels out if you haven't for a while. If you want everything level, go to Bev server on the level. It's great. And DP's also got a cool Discord server at the moment. I always just think that link down in the box below afterwards, EP3 and clearly. So yeah, the Globers are really scared. That's why they resort to attacking your character. That's all they have at the end of the day. They have to attack a person's character. It's good to see people are joining the stream. Sorry for the new people that's come on. MCToon has run away. Yes, he has run away after conceding the globe. Can only use flat Earth. Okay. We can't attack anything but a person because flat Earth has got no evidence to discuss. Frank Knight. This whole stream has been showing all it is flat Earth. You guys' belief in the globe is, underpinning, how can I put it, your belief is based on the flat Earth. So there's nothing to attack, but you have to attack character because you cannot prove your globe. It's not the flat Earth that's in contention here. It's the globe that's in contention. Remember, the narrative is the globe pushed. We're simply showing you it's not true. So the mere fact you want to try and prove flat Earth not to be correct is you conceding that the narrative, your globe, cannot be, how can I put it, backed up. Okay, Paynasha, how do you deduce that? What did he say? Paynasha is not one of the smartest people, yeah. Well, it means he doesn't really have 150,000 Bitcoin. Actually, he does, because if you actually go to his Bitcoin wallet, you can ask him, he can send you a screenshot. It's 3 Bitcoin, I think. Yeah. Russell Frog. flag, or what? Yes, loss or flag. Flat Earth has no evidence, and yet your globe is based on flat. Remember, your celestial navigation is done with this triangle. Whoopsie, thanks MCToon. Flat Earth, conceded. Okay. What is going on? He did not run away, Flatsoid. You just wanted money from him. $3 is a lot of money. Yeah, it's really going to make me, it's going to help me so much. $3. It's so bad. Please, Lars. $3 is not going to do anything. It's literally just because I have respect for my Patreon members. It's a part of their perk. It's part of their benefits to be a patron, to be able to have a link to come and talk. Simple. $3. I think you can buy a tin of soda for that. So you can easily come on. Okay. Triggered by straight lines. Yes. Exactly. Oh, it's good to see 40 people in. Hi, all the new guys. Sorry, MCToon has run away after conceding triangles. Yeah. MCToon is literally streaming at 1 a.m. because you asked him to come on your stream, and now you're asking money for typical film. I asked him to come on stream, which he did. He's typing just like you guys. Maybe he misunderstood. I still just invited. I said, yes, pay $3 to be a patron, then you can come and talk, as in talk. But he's too scared to do that, so that's his excuse now to run away. Don't confront MCToon, you'll get owned. What do you think we've just done on this whole show? All I've done is get him to concede things over and over. So there's a lot of snippets we can take out of this that I think people are going to laugh at when they go through it. So if you get a $3 super chat, you will have a session screen. No, Patreon. Actual Patreon. I'm not monetized, so I cannot get super chat anyway, because I'm still waiting to get my hours up, which I'm almost there. Yeah. But no, it's Patreon. A super chat and Patreon are two different things. A Patreon member is the reason how you can get on. A super chat is just you donating to say thank you or give, how can I put it, a special message. Fatsoid couldn't debate the potato because he would lose to it. Is that so? Remember when I had a debate with Craig Defied the Flat Earth? What happened on that so-called debate? Well, all the times he was changing my volume up and down on the live stream while I'm talking, got PhD Tony to come and try and save him, and Team Skeptic to come and try and save him. Why? Because he got demolished by moi. And also, he just ended the live stream and he had technical internet issues. And while he did that, his internet was off. He was in chat saying how his internet is off, chatting to everybody. Yes. So no. Yes, I definitely think I can hold my own. Hey, Joe Young Cat, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Super Chat isn't enabled because I'm not monetized. Unfortunately, not yet. Hopefully soon, because people have asked that before, so be quite cool. Okay, at Bacon, Ruoff used the flat Earth to fix when he used the fundamental plane of celestial sphere. Exactly, that's what refractive curvature was trying to let him know. Just like I was trying to explain to him. He literally used flat geometry. Just like MCToon just conceded, you use flat geometry to get your position fixed. You didn't think about that, did he? Okay. It's good to see you. I'm really glad you're here. He said concede. Yes, he said concede. He literally has to concede when he is working out the triangle. He put the three sides in, remember? I gave the distance and he put the three sides in. He gave the altitude, so that means you got the hypotenuse. Yeah. Ruoff did the math, but the flippers avoided doing the math. He did the math based on flat observations, on flat geometry. Do you not understand that? Oh, and Quincy's latest video, also part of it, which you definitely have to go and watch. Definitely the full link will be in the box below after. Where he showed that these calculations are basically meaningless because it's like, what? How much 0.2% degree difference. And when you do put those differences in, it makes the same observation. Whoop, star goes that way and the star goes that way at the same observation point. They do not triangulate to one another, which would be impossible to plot on a globe. Thank you very much. Thank you. What? Thank EFF. There are no flat Earth pilots or ship captains. By default, actually every single one of them are flat Earth. Even you're flat Earth because you live on a flat Earth. You live on a horizontal stationary plane. So by default, actually everyone is. Just because they have a belief they're not on it, doesn't make them not a flat earther. It just makes them deny reality. You can't do math, it's always no, it can't be. Yet the stream is showing actual math I put up on here. I gave an equation which we actually worked out. I even gave another day equation for relative density disequilibrium. And tell me I don't do maths. Okay. So, I've never seen a person do math. Well, then you must open your eyes. You want someone that's actually very good at math, actually, is Adam Meakin. He's actually very good at math. I think he's really good at math. So if you really want to go talk to someone that's good at math, I'm not going to say I'm brilliant at math, but at least I can hold my own. He, on the other hand, very good. Okay. If the Earth is stationary, we have Bob and others measuring motion by various means. No, as you know, guys, representing what Bob actually did, even he says alone, he's measuring different drifts at tangential speeds. How can we put it? On a sphere, your spin is going to change rim velocity. I mean, if you're going up, it's going to change as well, is it not? His argument is he's picking up the ether drift. So you guys are just representing what he says, but that's his claim. That's the globe claim. We all know that the speed of light is not proven, and you guys only use it as one-way speed of light because of a belief. Okay. So MCToon is doing the math, but Flatzoid is too scared to try and learn some real-life facts. MCToon actually came here and did math on my math and, well, validated my math. Weird. Seems I have a lot of trolls in here. Very triggered trolls. I'm going to toss too many shots too quick. Note 15 degrees per hour regardless of the height. Exactly. Your globe requires it to change tangentially. Do you not understand that, Lars? That's the problem. It's called tangential velocity for a reason. It changes with altitude. So no spinny. Yeah, no, I'd plug a channel if I only had a wrench. Oh, yeah, sorry, dude. I actually wanted to wrench up. Maybe you can see if I can wrench you quickly. Sorry, dude. I can't really wrench you right now. Because, yeah, I'm on StreamYard and it doesn't allow me. I have to physically do it in YouTube. And because I'm on my phone, I'm sorry, I'll try and see how I can do it. Is there another Kiki Seabass? Are you maybe still here, or Michael Khan? Then you guys maybe, I don't know if you'll be able to wrench him, even if you're admin. But yeah, okay. You are confusing linear velocity with angular velocity. Angular velocity comes from linear velocity. If you haven't noticed that, that's why you have torque. And I will talk about rim velocity. That means the circumference has a velocity. If you're going inward, that velocity is changing because your circumference has changed. You are traveling at a different angular speed to another circumference. So if you're going to go away, your tangential speed has to increase to keep up with the same speed as lower down, which does not happen. You got also a problem though, because you guys do claim the atmo, in your case atmosphere, moves with the Earth. So that means it's in lockstep, Velcro. That guy is going to have to keep up with it, and that means the speed will have to change. So you guys are kind of in a bubble loop with that. Okay. You're confusing your life choices. Kiki says, would you be able to make Droid give him a wrench if you can? I'm not sure because I can't really do it right now. You claim the math was done on flat but need a globe for that. Why? No, I didn't need him for that. I did it myself, hence this whole stream. He just went and did it as well after he said it's impossible. So he had to concede my point without conceding. Do you understand? Because with you guys, we have to actually play a little psychological game. We have to go and get you guys to concede without you actually saying the words. Because it's like little children. You guys don't have the mental capacity to be men and actually concede when wrong. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. If you can't, we understand. I'll try to figure it out another time. Maybe make a premiere and then go on and do it. I'll get there. My Convo Chow was a bump on sister levels up channel because of course. Yes, Level Up is a brilliant channel as well. Do really go and watch Level Up stuff. It is Bible related things and I really enjoy it. I'm sure a lot of people do. And she also needs all the support she can get. That's really, she goes into a lot of detail and I support that channel 100%. Please do go on. Eotvos effect proves a rotating Earth. No, Eotvos effect doesn't. I don't know if you've realized that argument where with the ships where they actually at the equator higher up because of the salinity of the water, because they're Plumser lines, that alone debunks your Eotvos effect. You cannot even prove your Eotvos effect. All you're doing is just making declarations because you are begging the question and affirming the consequence. And RPM is revolutions per minute. Exactly. So this is why they come and say, but it's only 1 revolution per day, which is 15 degrees an hour, which is at the equator over 480 meters a second. Put that into comparison, the Bugatti Veyron at full speed, maybe only maxes out 128 meters a second. So that's quite a big difference. Okay, let's see. Here's a question for you. Given a center winding takeoff operating at a constant RPM degrees a second, what happens to the surface speed of the material as the roll builds? Let's see, given a center winding takeoff operation at a constant RPM. Okay, so it's just spinning. What happens to the surface speed? Okay, what do you think? It warps because you're adding more force into the system. But that's not actually keeping to the argument at hand. We're talking about tangential speed, rim velocity, because you're changing from the center. That piece of the center is going to be moving at a different velocity than when you're at the edge of that disc or whatever you're spinning. Where can I find the lat and long resulting from your fix? Easy. Look on a map. I already worked out how you get it. If you want, we can do it again. Just for the fun of it. For the new people. Yes. Okay. This is a triangle. This is Mike. We're going to use Mike from now on with all our little things. He is looking up at a star. He takes his sextant and he reads 55 degrees. Okay? Keep that in mind. 55 degrees to the star or sun or whatever you want to say is looking at. Now we know that star is 90 degrees at its GP to us. aka flat. Now, what happens when you have to work it out? You take your 90 degrees, because we're in the southern parts. We have to take the 90 degrees and minus the elevation angle, which is 45. Now, because we know the declination at that time of year is minus 10, we minus again. Now, your new angle here is 35 degrees. Understand? So now we got 3 angles to there. So we know I'm 35 degrees usually south, you've got your compass with you, whatever. You've just worked out your latitude. Now we're going to work out our longitude. You take your time. I did the measurement at this time. I know I am in South Africa, so I am 2 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian. So this is going to be my longitude. Latitude and longitude. You just had it. I hope that makes sense to you. It's quite simply easy to do. Okay, let's restart our drinking game. Every time he says concede, take a shot. Yes, take a shot, please. I'm glad you guys are finding this entertaining because at the end of the day, I'm here even for you guys, even for you trolls. Okay, let's see. Wrong, 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 wrong. That's all they ever say. It's just wrong, 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 wrong. Triangulate the sun then. Do I really have to play that video again, Andret? I got a short on, I got this on, that is shown. I did triangulate the sun, and it shows it's an apparent position because it changes. It's not an actual position, which is another thing you guys had to concede when you had to make up the triangle sides. Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't chat much longer, that much, because the electricity is going to go off soon in about half an hour, and it's going to be off till 8 tonight because I have to do some repairs on the lines or something, and then we got load shedding us also for 3 hours after that. So I'm going to be without power for the whole day, so I won't be able to stream. That's unfortunately how it is, and if I'm not going to be able to talk to you guys on internet today, you guys know why, because I don't have electricity to have Wi-Fi. So if you use your watch to find your longitude, how accurate is your position? Very accurate, because it's based on sun direction, the sun's GP. That's how it's derived from, Greenwich Meridian. Very accurate. Okay. Professor Zoid is giving a lecture. I'm glad you think so. Okay. But you are dead wrong. Who's dead wrong, Dennis? My Dennis. And if it's me, please do explain to me what I'm wrong about. Maybe you should offer them $3 not to turn off the power. Great joke. Okay. You know that your local sun travels at between 2,000 and 3,300 kilometers through the Earth atmosphere. How does it do that, and why does it change speed? It's not a physical object, remember? It's just an apparent position where you see it. So what it moves and does its cycles is how it does it. I'm not making any claims on why it does it or different speeds or whatever. It's the cycle the sun takes. And, well, time is derived off of that observation. If you use your watch to find your longitude, how accurate is your position? I already answered that. It's quite accurate because it's taken off Greenwich time. They made a reference, and then everybody, that's why you got time zones. The time zone is based off of that reference. And that's longitude. You guys should know this. Yeah. It's not real? Exactly, Paul. It's not real. The only ones claiming physicality are you guys. No one here is claiming physicality because we don't make claims about things we cannot back up. Okay. Yes, it's only apparent. Good. I see you guys are starting to get it. How does an apparent object give off so much energy? Does a reflection not also give off energy, Daryl? And, you know, this is quite, how can I put it, hypocritical if you have to think about it, because in your globe, you also have to use a sextant to do that measurement to the sun. And it's an apparent position that you're measuring, which is a refracted sun. That refracted sun is giving off energy, is it not? Uh-oh, is that actual sun there at that position giving off that energy? So even on your globe, sorry. Okay. I'm not sure if your explanation if you got your explanation. Did you mean you can get Latin long from a single celestial body? Yes, you can. It's called the sun. That's why you can do triangulation. If you want to be more accurate, you can do more than one. But you only, to be accurate enough, you only need one. But you can do more than one to make it more accurate. Then you are trilaterating based off your triangulation. Something the Globers just don't seem to understand. They ignore the triangulation part and they only want the triangulation because they want to claim globe for triangulation. But the whole base was based off of triangulation on a flat earth. Word salad. I hope it's yummy word salad, dude. Anyway, thank you all. I really have to go. The power's about to go off, so I have to go make coffee and all that stuff, get everything ready for when the power goes off. I really do appreciate all your support. You guys do rock. Thank you again for all your support, as I said. And, well, if you want to chat in future, I got a Patreon link below. It's just $3. So thank you, MCToon, for conceding everything and, well, running away when you said you can't pay $3. But you want to pay $10,000 for a challenge that's not a challenge. So every time you guys are going to think back in the stream, you're going to think, damn you, MCToon, you just destroyed my globe delusion. Till next time, God bless.